Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And today we have the 9th Age Fantasy Battles Paths of Magic.
For 2nd edition beta version 0.200. There I go again. Start over 0.202.0.
There's nothing wrong with the way they write this. There's something wrong with the way you read this.
It's just too much.
Too many numbers?
I'm trying to read it in German, translate to English.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Okay.
I get confused.
German's not your first language.
It's not.
All right. So we're going to do a quick run through on the changes. Again, changes we've seen in the Paths of Magic. We'll start with cosmology. Cosmology changes. The Truth of Time has now been bumped to the number 2 spell. Not real. I think this was 6 or 4. Anyway, it's been bumped down to the number 2 spell. Ice and Fire is been changed. Both have AP 0. The one version of it makes you reroll special saves. The other version of it makes you reroll armor saves. And the casting actually went down on this, which I think, to me, a 7 for 2d6 string 4 hits is pretty good. Really good.
It is pretty good.
I think this is a little. I think the casting should not have changed.
I mean, I like, because before one spell was good, the other spell was not as good.
Right.
So you always want one. So they've kind of made it so they're both, frankly, good. It's just against what your target is.
Correct. If you're shooting at demons,
yeah,
go with the ward save one.
Yeah. So that part I like about it. But yeah, the casting value, I don't remember what some of the other 2d6.
2d6 string 4 at a 7 is really good.
Like the fireball, I don't remember what a 2d6.
Well, the d6 strength 4 now in that
are usually 5.
that we'll see later on in I think it was evocation. No, in occultism. The occultism d6 string 4 casts on a 5.
Yeah.
But it does have AP 1, but it doesn't have re-rolling armor saves is better than AP 1 to me.
Depending on what you're attacking.
I mean, even if I'm hitting armored up 2 guys.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, re-rolling armor saves is better against armor 0, armor 1 guys.
15%, 30%. So, no, I think the AP 1 against 2 is better. But every other one, I think it's the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Ice and Fire. I think it's a really good spell.
Yeah.
The end is it's a really good spell.
I shouldn't expect them to make changes to this path, but they did. I guess it's getting a lot of play now.
The next one in cosmology that we have is the Touch the Heart. Took a change. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to say hit. The casting value dropped, I believe, on the initial. Yes, the casting value used to be 8. Now it's 7. The target regains a health point. The other version of this changed to become a missile. It used to be direct. Now it's a missile. And it wounds with AP 10, but it now allows special saves. So adding and subtracting from the same spell. Anyway, just to kind of change it.
Right.
Moving on down, divination. I did not see a change in divination.
Yeah, they did very little to magic, which is nice.
Druidism had a change in the spell 6.
Number 6.
Which was the Spirit of the Woods. Now, they don't want you to consider yourself in a forest. They want you to put yourself in a forest.
Yeah.
The forest which changes size as you reform. I just thought that was a little overly complex, but at least that way you mark it.
Right.
And they say right here, this can be substituted by placing a marker or the spell card next to the eye unit.
Yeah.
Just so it's, a reminder that it's there.
Yeah. They could have just kept it the same and just added.
Correct. Place something beside it.
Place a marker.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's a rewrite at the same time.
I would again, we've mentioned this before. I would really like to know why they felt this change was necessary. I really do. I mean, did this come up did this cause an argument? Did this cause a debate? I'm just curious. A lot of changes. I would like to know why.
Well, we just scroll back up again.
What's wrong?
Place a force underneath the target. This can be substituted. This force always extends the edges of the boundary plane, even if the unit moves or changes formation.
Right. I was thought if the unit fled and got away, maybe it left a force sitting there, but it doesn't. It goes with it.
Right. It takes it with it.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I thought it was easier the old way where it says the target of the spell is considered to be in a force.
It seems a fluff thing, for
Right.
an aesthetic.
Right. And I don't see those type of changes anywhere else. That's why it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
They did, what was it? One of these others had an inadvertent change. The Cliffs terrain, which I just played in a tournament, just played in that the team tournament, and guy had Master of the Earth, and he's like, wait a minute, this is all old terrain. No one has any cliffs out here.
Oh, yeah.
So we agreed to play it as applying to any impassable. But just kind of funny that old terrain caused a problem with the spell.
Never even noticed that.
Evocation. Evocation, now you can only gain 1 Veil token. It used to be you could cast it and gain up to 3. Now you can just gain a total of 1. It's kind of a hard, bit of a hammer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason they felt they had to do this, but maybe because of the other paths you can take with the 2 undead armies.
I will say that I've been playing Highborn Elves with that Banner of Becalming, and that +1 Veil token I steal from my opponent is a big deal.
Yeah, no, because you're stealing it from them.
And yeah, but not only that, but I'm
you're
gaining
getting it. So chances are one of you is going to get a die out of it.
Correct. But this one, the old way, meant there's a good chance of getting a die out of it because you can get 2 or 3.
Right, you're probably going to get a die out of it.
So maybe they just thought that was too powerful.
So by itself, I guess we have to go look at the undead army books if they have other ways to get Veil tokens. And they could go above 3. Then it becomes crazy, and then
right.
I would rather maybe they decided to do that. But otherwise, it doesn't seem necessary because the armies that kind of need to do their raising and stuff, it would seem that one die isn't going to kill anybody.
Okay.
But it's a combo. We have to see what the combos are.
Yeah, there had to be some combo that was causing a problem, I would imagine.
Yeah.
While we're here, Hasten the Hour, the boosted version has gone from a 7 to has dropped from a 10 to 11 to a 10.
Yeah.
It used to be 11. Now it's 10. But it also used to be direct, and they've replaced that with missile.
Yeah.
Which kind of limits its usefulness a little bit.
As far as target selection.
Correct. What else? Touch of the Reaper had the same thing. It used to have direct, and it's been replaced by missile.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the change to occultism.
Right.
No major. I'm sorry. That wasn't. That was evocation. Occultism had their number 1 spell changed. This used to have only the second version of this.
Which was the aura.
I believe, or did it have just a boosted version of the aura as well? But one way or another, this now has a version on 5 where it's a D6 strength 4 magic missile.
Right.
With a 24-inch range, hex direct damage.
So you don't have to zap your whole army to use this thing.
You don't have to hit your own guys.
Yeah.
So at least you have that flexibility now. It makes it much more flexible.
Yeah, so it gives you a basic magic missile, and then if you get surrounded, you can still use it. And
for those who liked it, the non-aura version is still there. It just went up 1 casting cost.
Yeah.
Not going up 1's not that big of a deal, but that's what happened.
5 to 6 isn't. 6 to 7 is. Depends where your points are, I think. To me.
Yep. Marked for Doom. Marked for Doom. What do we have here? The casting value decreased from 9 to 8. But now if you target if the target is within 12-inch caster, the spell targets a single.
If you have to single characters or champions, it's only range 12.
If the target, yes, correct. So it shortened the sniping ability of this.
Right. So you're not reaching across the battlefield to a degree and zapping characters or champions out of units, so you can mess with characters later.
Yeah, it was only 18, but now it's 12 for.
Yeah.
But still, that's 6 inches.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a foot unit at 18, they can't charge you.
Right.
Or if they get really lucky, I guess they can. But
certain units can.
Some.
Or if you have an ability to get an enhanced casting distance or something.
Okay. And next we have a couple changes to thaumaturgy. Pyromancy remained unchanged, and I haven't seen pyromancy taken anymore.
Yeah.
Believe me, there's not extensive playing in the beta yet, so
right.
Just take that with what it is. Shamanism, I didn't see any changes to shamanism.
Yeah, I thought they would mess with the beast, but they didn't.
That's the second time I thought they would do something with him.
Yeah. So thaumaturgy.
Cleansing Fire, 1 and 4 swapped spots. Hand of Heaven and Cleansing Fire switched spots. So now the apprentice guy gets Hand of Heaven instead of the Cleansing Fire. And other than that, the Trial of Faith became missile instead of direct. So you cannot cast it out of a combat any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit different. And that's really it. It wasn't a lot of changes to Magic.
No, I thought the biggest one to me was noticeable one was
Yeah, that one.
The yin yang magic cosmetology.
Cosmetology. Yeah, that's still a really good path.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
No, I mean I think overall, I mean they didn't make changes. I didn't think they had to because I think they've actually done a pretty good job as far as making most of them good choices, or there's a couple that I'm not crazy about, but I can see specific synergies with them.
Right.
So they have a purpose. So I think that that's all good.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, that's going to do it.
Till next time.